Hey guys, Sharpend here. In this video I'm going to show you how to recreate the main bass scene from the song Can I by Galimatias Alina Baraz. It sounds something like this. So in order to recreate that sound I'm going to be using Serum. So the first thing I'm going to do is to set the wavetable to a sine wave. Right now it sounds like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to set the sustain of the volume envelope to all the way down. I'm going to increase the decay to around 4 seconds, like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to add a release time of around 2 seconds, so that it sounds like this. Now as you probably noticed, there's a small click sound at the beginning of each note, which is around here. So in order to get rid of it, I'm just going to increase the attack to around 4 milliseconds. As you can hear, there's no more clicky sound at the beginning of our pluck. So in addition to that, I'm going to be using envelope 2 to modulate the pitch of oscillator 1. I'm going to set it to be a really fast envelope that goes down really fast by removing the sustain, removing the attack time, and setting the decay to around 20 milliseconds. I'm going to send it right here to the pitch of oscillator 1, and I'm going to go to the metrics. I'm going to set the modulation to just go down instead of going both ways. Here's an example of how it would sound like compared to, so it just goes up a bit more since it doesn't go down all the way as well. So let's bring it back to 20 milliseconds, and now I'm going to set it to be really low so it's barely noticeable at around 6 or 5. And I'm also going to make sure that the automation is less noticeable by reducing its output at around like 65%. So right now it sounds like this. It adds some slight attack time, but not too much. So in the original track, you can't really hear it, but once you pitch it up an octave above, you can hear that this pluck is also detuned. I low passed the original track, so you can just hear the pluck sound. And you can hear how the pitch drifts away slightly when the pluck continues to play. So we're going to emulate that using LFO1. I'm going to send it to the fine tune of oscillator 1. What we're going to do is to set it to 2 bars and to look something like this. And now what we're going to do is to go to the matrix and make sure that it modulates it at around 20%, something like this. So in low frequencies we can barely hear that, so let's transpose it up an octave so we can hear it a bit better. As you can hear, once we added that, we can see that the pitch drifts a bit. Here's a more exaggerated example. So we just want it to be subtle, so that there is some slight modulation in the background, but not too much. Let's bring it back to its original octave. And now the last thing that I suggest adding is some chorus, some reverb, and some compression. So for the chorus, I suggest adding at around 25%. You want to set the low pass filter to be all the way open for the attack sound that you can add in case you don't want to add some attack time in the volume envelope. You want to set the rate to be a bit higher, and you want to set both the delays to be pretty close to each other, like this. It's barely noticeable, but it adds some stereo depth to your pluck. In addition to that, you can add some reverb at around 25% wet as well. The size should be pretty small, the decay should be pretty short as well, and you want to high pass it so that the low frequencies won't create mud in your track, like this. One final thing that you can add is to just lower the volume by a tiny bit and add a compressor after all of the effects with just some slight gain. And that's pretty much it. It sounds like this. And that is pretty much it. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the description below what subject you want me to cover up next time.